Welcome in to a surprise edition of Ask Tyler. I'm doing this very last minute on YouTube and on X. So hopefully it all goes relatively smoothly. I do have some prepared questions from the patrons. The patrons always deliver with those prepared questions, so I appreciate them for that. And then additionally, I'll take any questions that come in the live stream on the chat. So if you're here as well, make sure to like, comment, subscribe, and hit the notifications bell. My Patreon is always the best way to support me, and you can find the link to that right there. But yeah, let's just jump straight into the first question. So we have a question about last night's game. Should I be scared about Jahmyr Gibbs' usage? A little. He saw like 27% of the snaps. Montgomery outcarried him. Gibbs only had 2 catches, which was a little lower than what we wanted. But overall, he looked good. He broke a lot of tackles. He looked good. So for next week, I'll probably rank David Montgomery ahead in fantasy, probably around RB22 or so. Gibbs maybe 24, 25. But I'm not panicking. Breece Hall got off to a slow start too. Do not panic on Jahmyr Gibbs. If there's any buy low window, take it. Oh, Ryan, what's up? I'm hoping you're here on Tuesday. I want you to be on the next show. Toney or a fifth? Kadarius Toney sucked in yesterday's game. He sucked. He was terrible. He dropped so many passes. As a Giants fan, I couldn't have been happier to see it. I'm not going to lie. I'll take Toney still over a fifth, though. Fifth is worthless. What's the outlook for Samaje Perine this season? You know, everything I've heard is that Javonte Williams is healthy and like completely healthy. So I'm not super in on Samaje Perine. Jaleel McLaughlin looked really good in Broncos camp. If Samaje Perine just kind of gets a little bit of work, I wouldn't be all that surprised. I have him outside my top 40 running backs. I'm not interested in Samaje Perine. Best sneaky running back buy for this year. Oh man, am I allowed to say Ezekiel Elliott? Ramondre Stevenson is already having a stomach bug. I think I'll go with Ezekiel Elliott. If I had to pick another one, Sean Tucker, but I think we're past the point where he's sneaky. Yeah. Let's say, yes, Toney's game was the worst PFF grade for wide receivers since 2018. It was embarrassing. And I loved every minute of it as a Giants fan. Big up, Tyler. Appreciate all your effort. Yeah, I appreciate that. Again, I'm not going to push myself on Twitter or X or whatever you want to call it to answer every question. So if you want an answer, patreon.com/fantasy advice. If you can't afford it or you don't have a lot of money or whatever, ask questions on the YouTube. At least I'm here. You can ask it live. My Tuesday show every Tuesday, 7:30 p.m. Eastern. But yeah, I'm not going to push myself to answer every question on X and respond to every comment. I don't get anything out of it. It rakes me over the coals. It's not worth it. Could you go deep to analyze Deshaun Watson's dynasty outlook? Yes. He's either going to be good and his outlook's going to be good, or he's not and his outlook's going to suck. How deep do you want? I don't know. He's one of those players. I mean, he either is going to get back to his pre-issues form or he's not. I don't love talking about it. I don't love talking about Deshaun Watson. I would lean toward that he's decent. Maybe not the elite QB that he was looking like, but still pretty good. And the contract says he's going to be quarterback for a very long time. Did your opinion change, good or bad, on anyone that played in the Thursday night game? What did you think of the performances of the rookies specifically? All right, well, let's see. Patrick Mahomes, no opinion changed. Travis Kelce needs to be there because the rest of the offense sucks. Main changes on the Chiefs. Skyy Moore's not it. The rookie year was bad. He didn't come out and do anything. 7 receivers played. If he was going to be good, he would have had targets in a role. So we can forget about him. Kadarius starting was even worse. So the main player on the Chiefs I liked was Rashee Rice. Rashee Rice looked good. Caught a touchdown. I think he made a case for more work. As for the Lions, Gibbs and LaPorta look good. I was more impressed with LaPorta than I was with Gibbs. LaPorta was very involved. LaPorta is going to rank as a tight end 1 every week for me going forward. He has volume. He's the clear number 2 receiving target in this offense after Amon-Ra. Gibbs looked good skill-wise. He was breaking tackles. He was shifty. He had burst, but the volume was not there. We're going to need to be a little patient, but I didn't lower him in Dynasty. In redraft or rest of season rankings, maybe a tick down, but not in Dynasties. Dynasty, 0 concerns with Gibbs. Oh, and Marvin Jones is finished, but great career, but he's finished. How long do you wait before kicking an unresponsive manager out of a Dynasty league? As in not responding to or seeing any messages and not making any lineup changes since the rookie draft in May? If you're not responding to messages, you got to go. So that's a rule for me. You have to put in a rule that they're responding to messages and trade offers. If they're not responding, they got to go. So they would be gone by now if it were my league. Oh, no. If Darren Waller is out Sunday, I really hope he's not going to be. Hamstring injury is terrifying, though. Who's the Giants wide receiver you plug in to take those targets? No Giants wide receiver is going to be in the top 50 for me. You can't trust any one of them. If there is one I'm going to play, it's going to be the same answer. It was Isaiah Hodgins before, and it's going to be Isaiah Hodgins now. Wan'Dale Robinson is not going to play either. Jalen Hyatt, I don't think, is in the top 3 receivers for week 1. So I think their starters are Hodgins, Campbell, and Slayton, and Hodgins would be the one I would play, but I really don't want to play any of them. Like I said, none of them will be in the top 50. Hodgins right now, I have at wide receiver 64. So not a target for me. Daniel Bellinger, if Darren Waller doesn't play, would be interesting, but I think it's even worse than what Noah Gray was. Noah Gray was on the Chiefs offense, which is much better. I had him at tight end 21, which, given his performance, actually seemed like a good rank. Very fair. I'd probably have Daniel Bellinger at like 25 or 26, maybe even lower. But the answer is nobody. Does Gabe Davis take the next step this season and become fantasy trustworthy? He's in a contract year, if I'm correct. I'm going to lean no. I actually don't mind Gabe Davis this week 1, because I do think Dalton Kincaid, it could take a little bit of time, and Gabe Davis is the number 2 target right now. So I don't hate him this week, but I do think as we go, Dalton Kincaid is going to overtake him. And I would say no in general to this question. How do you handle running backs on rebuilding teams? I have a rebuilding team that sold all my older running backs, and I have Achane. Should I sell Achane and keep next year's new team? Devon Achane, I found, has been hard to sell because there's been all those rumors about them adding running backs. I'm not in a rush to sell him. So I'd just hang on to him for now. Unless you can get a good offer, unless you can get a first. But otherwise, I'm keeping him. That's all the in advance questions. Let's see. How bad is this Christian Watson situation? LaFleur saying week to week scares me. It's bad. Yeah, it's bad. I agree. I'm going to lower him in my dynasty ranks. In redraft, obviously, you can't play him this week. I'm scared. I'm scared that he has an injury, and we'll have to see. Jaden Reed could pick up the slack. Oh, which players will be on fire week 1? Well, I don't know. I think you know how to cause that. But we'll see. If I had to pick one, like an on-fire player that people are not expecting, I mean, Dalton Kincaid, I have him at tight end 11. That's higher than most. Jahan Dotson and Drake London, I have at wide receiver 18, which is ahead of ADP. Yeah, I've been high on LaPorta the whole time, so I love it. Great stuff. Thank you. I wanted to just get out there and do the video live because it's just so hard this time of year. You do it, and then you wait for it to drop. Too much time. Things happen. Get it out there live. It's there, and we'll see. Thoughts on Hockenson this year? I have him at tight end 1 this week with Mark Andrews hurting as well. There's a lot of injuries, so I like Hawk right now. How bad do the Lions lead legit wide receiver 2? Bad. Josh Reynolds is their wide receiver 2 now. He'll be a good streamer, actually. I liked how he looked. Jameson Williams is a bust for me. I'm not interested in him. Let me just wrap up a couple of the injury stuff. So no quarterback injuries this week. That's good. Kendre Miller, he's not going to play. Even if he does play, you can't play him. So Jamal Williams is a good start. I have him running back 24. Zach Moss, I don't expect to play. Ramondre Stevenson, I do, but I lowered him a little bit. Sometimes these stomach injuries, you got to be careful. Stomach bug, they say, oh, they're going to play, and then they come out and they're limited. So I moved him down just a little. I'm still a start for me. I have him at running back 11. Wide receivers, Cooper Kupp is out. DJ Chark is out. Christian Watson, out, unfortunately. John Mechie's not going to make his debut. All hamstrings, all 4 of those. Wan'Dale Robinson is out almost for sure. Jerry Jeudy, I don't care if Jerry Judy's playing. I really don't want to play him. I'm going to have him outside my top 40. It's such a big risk to play Jerry Jeudy. Adam Thielen is limited with the ankle. I'm not going to play him. Marquise Brown, another hamstring. Oh, man, I really don't want to play him either. Romeo Doubs, same thing, but without Christian Watson, you might be forced into playing him. And then Jackson Smith-Njigba and Terry McLaurin were taken off their injury reports. They're both going to play, but keep in mind there's added risk with the wrist and turf toe. And then tight end, you have the trio of Kelsey was already out, and then Waller, Kittle, and Andrews are all kind of hurting. My concern with that is Waller, I'm actually the most concerned. Hamstrings most concerning. Then Kittle with the groin and Andrews with quad. Unfortunately, though, if all of them play, you have to play them. Don't pivot. Stick with them. You're not going to find someone off the waiver wire who's better. Yeah, I mean, you can, but, do it on Patreon's the best place for me to do lineup evals and stuff like that. So I covered all the Patreon questions. I covered all the live questions. I do want to keep this one rather short, so I appreciate everyone who tuned in. If you're here at any point, like, comment, subscribe, and hit the notifications bell. Make sure to sign up for the Patreon. That's what keeps the YouTube going and all of that. And yeah, I will see you all next time. Let's crush. Yeah, that doesn't change anything. I love Dobbins either way against Houston. But anyway, let's crush week 1. I'll try to be on Twitter as much as I can. Who knows? Patreon for any questions is the best place to go. And let's watch some football. Peace out, guys.